This person's talking about one of my posts where I said the Anunnaki were pale-skinned and the very first Homo sapiens were dark-skinned. However, this person seems to want the Anunnaki to be black, even though there's no evidence whatsoever of them being black. And I have asked many, many, many times before on posts, please show me evidence. Of course, no one can. So the problem is this person's actually just agreed with me by saying that the Anunnaki on their planet, which is 3,600 year orbit around our sun, in other words, it goes far out and comes back between Jupiter and Mars, as written in the ancient text, means the people on there, which would have been the Anunnaki, would have been lighter skinned because they're further away from the sun. So obviously that's why white people burn, because we're not supposed to be here. It wasn't until the Anunnaki bred with the Homo sapiens, the darker people, to have the white or olive-skinned people over in Mesopotamia and Middle East, which is exactly when and where white people suddenly appeared. Thank you for agreeing.
Atlantis, this pre-Diluvian civilization that was so advanced.
Always be the smartest in the room. This guy's talking about the Hall of Records that he says is between the pyramid and the Sphinx, and this was before the flood, according to this guy. And he's also saying that Atlantis was before the flood. However, if you watch my pinned video with evidence, you'll see that Atlantis was actually after the flood. And also, if you go by the 14 tablets in the Columbia University that actually say that the pyramids were built after the flood, so therefore the Hall of Records wouldn't have been put there because they didn't even go to that location. The only reason why the Anunnaki went to that location is it was only dry land after the flood, as stated in these tablets. So I don't know where this guy's got his information from. I would like to see the evidence, whereas I can show the evidence to this person. This is why people follow me, because I don't lie, I won't make up crap, and I can point you to the evidence. Are you ready for the only family tree to tell you who Jesus really was? Yes, it's here, it's coming this Sunday, and it shows you who Jesus's parents were, and they are not who you think.
Never repented of their violence. They never said that they were sorry for what they did to the Israelites.
Always be the smartest in the room. So this person's talking about fictional stories that may be in the Bible, and as such he's talking about a particular group that didn't say sorry, and therefore it didn't happen because he's not got any evidence of it. So the problem there is the logic says that just because you don't have text, ancient text, saying that they said sorry, therefore you can't assume that they didn't say sorry verbally, or that the texts are buried. So you can't just go ahead and make up stuff. This person should have said, I assume they didn't say sorry. Because just because you've got absence of evidence doesn't mean you can make up something that may or may not have happened. And of course, if you're talking about the Bible saying that they did say it, who are you to say that they didn't? So unfortunately, logic wins, as always.
When you know, you know. Have you seen videos like this? Well, I just made this using AI, so it's fake. But if you want actual evidence that there is no dome, the Earth is not flat, and that all the videos you see of people telling you it is are wrong because they have mixed up what was said, then simply click on this profile picture and watch the pinned video called Flat Earth, Evidence Says Otherwise. I won't lie to you.
I was doing a live last night and I was explaining that we only have one soul, and that soul is not our own. It's an entity that joins with us. It's an orb. However, I did mention the only way we could have our own soul is if the previous person from reincarnation's soul went into us, and we don't have an entity join with us, but we have that soul, which is now our own soul. So we've only got one soul, but it was from the previous person. The problem with that is that if I don't have my own soul, because I'm getting the one from the previous person, and the previous person didn't have their own soul because they got it from the previous person, and so on and so on. Why did the very, very first person have their own soul? Why not me? Why did that one, all the people that's obviously now got souls, would have had to have one person right at the beginning to have one for it to be passed down? So my version that an entity, an orb, joins with us, it's not our own, still stands. Lord Shiva, don't worry about the extra arms. All that is just loads of different frames, in other words, loads of different photographs all stuck over each other. In other words, it's an animation. That's how they show the gods in different poses. But that's not actually what I'm talking about. Now, he was one of the Anunnakis, as we know, because the only people that were around that would have been had that technology would have been Anunnaki. to have flying crafts, vimanas, etc., as it all mentions in their ancient texts. But the interesting part is there is a gold mine and uranium mine called, wait for it, Shiva. And it's actually up for auction. It's probably been sold by now, and it deals with gold. Now, what's interesting is obviously Shiva being one of the Anunnaki. Anunnakis needed gold, and that gold mine was in, yes, you guessed it, South Africa, which is exactly where the other gold mine were. And it doesn't actually give a date for the ancient gold mine of Shiva, so maybe it was one of the Anunnakis original. Breaking news, artifact found, ancient language found on a 2,100-year-old bronze hand, may be related to the Basque. So basically they found this artifact, which is actually a hand, and they're now saying that the inscription on it actually may make it connected to the Basque, which is weird because they say the Basque is the only surviving Vasconic language and they don't actually know where it come from. Now, if you know anything about the Anunnaki, you know that they had their own languages. So Sumerian and Basque are two of the only few languages that actually have no derivatives of their own language. So anyway, Iraq down here, which is where the Anunnaki were, that bred with humans that gave us the Rh negative blood. And if you walk all the way, yes, I know it's a bit of a walk, but if you go all the way to over here where the Basque people are, they have the highest percentage of Rh negative. So you can kind of guess now that people left Mesopotamia and ended up settling here. Gilgamesh and Enkidu. Want to know who they are? Well, here is the family tree that's connected. Oh, don't want to give too much away. It's coming this Sunday. So keep an eye out, follow me, and I will let you know as soon as the family tree is out.